I think we are good. It seems like a 20-minute ordeal every time to get this up. Okay. Mute myself. Yes, I did that. I know that my screen is good, so I don't have to worry about that. I want to go ahead and ooh, I want to go ahead. We are good. And get all this together so I can keep an eye on the chats. I have about 4 screens in front of me right now, along with the original screen for which I'm doing the recording. How y'all doing tonight? This is Dr. Samuel Lombardo, the CEO, Executive Director of SL Models and Talent Agency, LLC, Suave Dance Studios, LLC, Lions Potion Productions, LLC, excuse me, SL casting agencies, as well as Artist Gala and the Smart Vocational School Models and Artists. I want to make sure that I'm good here. So I am following on 2 or 3 screens right now. Let me bring up SL casting agencies as okay, so now I can follow along with you all if you need to ask me any questions. So this is an interactive chat. This is my normally what would be 2-hour segment, but it's going to be a little bit shorter today because I've had a training earlier. I've been trying to set everything up with the getting more stuff straightened out with production team and whatnot. So anyway, let me go ahead and do an actual introduction. My name is Dr. Samuel Lombardo, CEO and Executive Director of SL Models and Talent Agency, LLC. You can follow us at www.slmta-agency.com. If you are interested in becoming a new model, where it is your dream and you want an agency to represent that dream for you, get you into the next level, you will go to the website and at the top tabs, you'll go to become a model and then the drop down online application. Also, if you, excuse me, if you are a pro model, celeb, or a supermodel type, you would just have to email us at S as in Sierra, L as in Lima, M as in Mary, T as in Tango, agency@gmail.com with your resume, portfolio, biography, as well as references to back up the consistency of that plan. Okay, and then you could be set up for direct bookings because most of the clients that we do have within the national agency portion of our agency is actually inquiring of direct bookings for regulars. So if you are a regular and out and about, then that's what that would be. And you'll be hearing more about this as time goes on, because once I get done training recruiters or whatnot, they will be the ones taking over all of this, the new face division, to where I don't have to say everything on one recording, which can sometimes get a little bit crazy. Now, we do have a few events that are coming up that I am happy to share with you that I want to bring to your attention. First, I want to say thank you for those who are hearing me out now, and also those who are following me on YouTube. I do know that there are a few viewers, not many, but there are a few viewers that are watching our live feeds, as well as they view the videos that we kind of cut down into segments we appreciate that. And of course, to help share some of this information for others to learn as well. So today's training about a half hour ago has been a very good help for many new faces. I would actually do this for them. So I'm happy to continue this process in helping new faces understand the industry and what they need to do, and their etiquette, effective communication, etc. So that training is actually free of charge anyway with SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. We are doing test shoots. Those test shoots are $450. If you are interested in doing test shoots, basically what the test shoot is, it is an agency test shoot to base. Okay, so we have someone that is speaking through the friend page. Hello, how are you, Christopher? If you don't mind, if you'd like, you can go ahead and chat in the live feed if you have any questions there. I don't know if you are following me. Yeah, I'm on a line. And ask questions. Okay. So in any case, sorry about that. So I'm happy for all those who are following and or listening as well. Well, we are doing test shoots. Test shoots are basically agency representative shoots to see how far the artist and or model will go in relations to their their goal, their dream. Okay, that's basically what we're focused on when it comes to that. It also helps with the training process ahead of time when it comes to posing training, because you're going to need that. So we have various different types of photographers that will do that spot on, as well as some appointments needing necessary to help us with that. So if you are actually interested in doing chat shoots, you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that being a member of the agency as a new face model, or if you are a supermodel, if you just want to have additional photos for your portfolio and just kind of expand on that, and you want to be in another location in the process of doing that, that will basically give us the okay, and we will go ahead and do that. But again, it is a paid service, but it is something that is available. But definitely new faces. If you are a new face, this does belong to you. You should be getting your test shoots done. What we're doing right now is all new face models that are with SL Models and Talent Agency. We're trying to get the test shoots done by April 1st. Anything past April 1st, you would then have to make the best ability possible and maybe getting with the training before the Miami photo shoot and then attending the Miami photo shoot at that point. And it could be a little bit more costly, but we are doing Miami photo shoots as well. That's our big announcement that I want to get to tonight, that I don't want to spend a half hour trying to talk about it. The Miami photo shoot is going to encompass a lot. There will be 4 weeks worth of training, and there's going to be 4 days or 2 days of 16 hours each worth of training or posing with agencies, as well as with with the photographers. And so we basically have Hollywood world-renowned professional photographers that are located in the Miami, Florida area who will actually be taking advantage of this opportunity to help SL Models and Talent Agency not only improve a portfolio, but to also expand on your exposure and networking, because there will be agencies, casting directors, etc., that will be located there. Okay, hello, Christian. How are you? Long time no see, of course, and I see that you are back again. So I do have plenty of screens here, so I'm watching all the screens, so be with me. Bear with me if for any reason or another I don't get to your message right away. I'm in a whole nother system. Our platforms have changed. So I have about 25 other screens with messages going across. Um, uh, yes, I know that you have, but you know what? We're still on Earth here on this side of the woods. Okay, so the training, we had a live video on a sneak peek of what our training was tonight. So you can follow us. By the way, please subscribe. I can't type and speak at the same time. I'm sorry. Please subscribe, and comment at SL Models and Talent Agency LLC on YouTube, because that is where you're going to be seeing a lot of other training videos later on down the line. But tonight's video was there, so you'll get a little hint of how we do the training here at SL Models and Talent Agency. But basically what training involves is the training that Malik is in right now is basic training, is what I call it, for the entertainment industry. The basic training is letting you know the different terminologies and how the etiquette, the effective communication, all that, all the important stuff that you need to know about the industry. And then from there, we develop monologues, have them start memorizing monologues, and we start creating we start creating videos, actual live videos of him doing improvisation as well as monologues. We also got him doing some photo shoots with some friends just to play around a little bit. And now we're getting ready to soon get a test shoot done, which is what I was just explaining. A test shoot is basically photos that are done from professionals. Yeah, photos that are basically done from professionals that will allow SLMTA to know exactly the process and how things are going with the artists and how clients will accept them. And so that's what will be happening there. And then I was just in the middle of talking about the Miami photo shoot, that there is 4 weeks of training there, but that training is not basic training. It comes from professionals in the industry. So if you take the model training along with the Miami photo shoot, there is actually I got a little small bargain going for that, because it is going to be a little bit pricey, but not that bad compared to what other training agencies are providing for their new faces, but it is there. It's 4 weeks, 3 days a week for about up to 3 hours at a time worth of training. And then you're gonna have 2 days face-to-face training live on set for about 8 hours. So it'll be 16 hours of live on set training. And then you'll be doing beach photo settings, and then portrait studio settings. Now, if you don't think that you need the training, the 4 weeks of training prior to, the Miami photo shoot is going to be priced at $750, and that will include all of your exposure and everything, because you're going to be working with all nothing but the top photographers that are within the industry. And by the way, that is like the lowest that I could go, because we got people flying from Hollywood and every which way to go and do this. So basically our goal is to have a minimum of 30 people. That's all, actually, that not our goal, but our max is 30 people, unless the actual COVID-19 changes. I'm not sure if Christian is still there or not, but anyway, yes, so that's where we are as far as the Miami photo shoot. If you take the Miami photo shoot with the training, not including basic training, that's a different topic. It would be $1,250 altogether, and it will include the training. It will include your photos. You also keep all of the edits of your photos and all of that. It includes your portfolio book. It includes also your online showcase convention on the MAAI website, which we'll explain about that in a moment, because that in itself is actually what I'm trying to get to. All of this is being done as a setup, as a lower rate for you, but we also are trying to, nobody wants to, let me put it to you this way. Nobody wants to wait a year to actually figure out how to gain exposure and do some networking. So what we've decided to do is figure a way how to set up programming with our most top model photographers, magazine artists, printers, agencies, as well as other top clients. And it costs us money to present that, to bring them there. But for a new face, we need to be able to see that you are meaning business for what you're trying to do. Everybody can promise, believe me, we've been down that road many times where everybody was, what do you say? Well, I'm gonna get this. I promise you, I'm gonna get this. So this time, that promise is gonna come with a couple $100 bills, so that we can actually see that you mean business. Okay. So as a new face, and because you are a new face, it does include all of your training and everything, exposure, all of it. We're going to be paying for the showcase for you online with MAAI. Okay, now let me explain what MAAI is. MAAI is the Modeling Association of America International Incorporation, or Incorporated, excuse me. They are a 60-plus-year-old convention based out of New York City, and they also have a very good ring of national and international agencies. It is the one thing that you basically want to have behind you, along with SL Models and Talent Agency. This convention does actually allow you to compete when it's done live face to face. So what we are doing is we're giving those who want to jump at SL Models and Talent Agency free reign before. That's why I'm stressing this all out now. Before I start getting into these online submissions, which is going to be the next thing I'm going to talk about. Because when the online submissions come in for our Spring Fling extravaganza and our Kids Showdown extravaganza, when those two things happen, you may have a chance at still being able to get into the like the Miami photo shoot, or to get in on the showcase, excuse me, online version at MAAI. But Miami might be a hard thing to do if you want to really get into some real top-notch photographer who will actually, and these are folks that come from Paris. I got one coming from Paris. I got one coming from Hollywood, one that's based out of Miami. There's there's a few photographers, not just one. We have a whole streamline, about 4 days worth of training and exercise workshops, etc., that is included into this package. And the people that are training you are professionals who are also being paid by us to do it. So that, as much as it sounds like a lot, in comparison to what it was invested, it definitely was not zeros to get these guys in there. So I'm trying to let you guys who know about SLMTA, have already signed with us, or is on their way to signing with us. I'm letting you guys have free reign right now. But as soon as April 15th comes around, that's it. You could literally, and the reason that I'm saying this is because I already have, for example, Moda Pageant. The last time I spoke about the analytics on that page, and it's only a landing page, it was at 175,000 views. So we are well over 400,000 that's seeing that page right now. That page is worth more than what I have actually put into this company within 3 years alone. All I gotta do is just sell the Moda Pageant page, and I would be making my money back. I mean, that is literally what it's worth right now. The Stargaze Music Festival online version, it is literally popping at like 300 and some thousand views. So these are people that already know about this. Like I leaked it out. The information isn't quite set up. Everything is just beginning, but these folks, they're gonna be like, it's gonna be almost, how else do I want to say? You know how when the stimulus gets passed, you have a stimulus like stampede. Well, we are going to be having a Miami photo shoot stampede and a Moda Pageant submission stampede, because many thousands of people already know about it. So yes, if you're hearing me now and you are part of the SL Models and Talent Agency family, it is you guys that I'm actually allowing you to hear this first and get the first bids on actually taking care of this. Now, if you need some kind of a plan to be able to pay your Miami photo shoot, that's fine. We can work with you on that. And the only thing that we ask for is that at the top, that 60% of that is being paid before you could even enter. And the reason that we changed it that way is because we know that it's going to be difficult coming out on the back end. all right? But it does have to be paid at some point, but 60% of it must be paid ahead of time. So let me explain to you about our other 4 events. Now, I know I sound like that I'm actually repeating myself, and the reason is because I actually am. And I want to make sure that I am being very, very clear and cautious to what I am saying. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So in any case, the Miami photo shoot is literally going to be the first onset to what we are going to do with developing your online showcase portfolio to MAAI. That's number one. That's the first thing that you must know. At this point, you do not have to worry about the cost to MAAI. We are covering it. Any conventions, any of our trainings and all that, by the way, everything is already included. So in the year 2022, we will be having a whole tuition-based program set up. That training, I'm not even going to sit here and talk about it tonight because it's going to literally hold up everything and it's going to confuse everyone. So later, when the face-to-face conventions do begin, we will talk about what that training is. But in the now, the best way that we are going to provide live to MAAI is actually going to be relevant to the Miami photo shoot. That's the first, well, actually, it's the second thing that will happen because before that, April 15th, the Spring Fling extravaganza will, all those folks will actually get in on it. Okay, we are actually selling, or our submissions to Spring Fling right now is $150. So you have options. You have options. The problem with the options is knowing where you fit. Because if you think that you have like the pretty face that you could be the next top model and all that, you have a chance to just go ahead and submit, pay the $150 to our Spring Fling extravaganza when that's set up in the middle of April. But if you feel that you need training, that you do not know anything about posing or anything to that sort, then you may want to go into something like the 4-week training and the Miami photo shoot. Okay. Either way, they both do include the MAAI online showcase. One just happens to be cheaper than the other. The one is allowing, is basically allowing professional talent to actually submit to the MAAI via our online submissions to the Spring Fling extravaganzas. All right. Now, I will tell you this much, that on our side, we also have international representation. His name is Ashraf Tausi. Now, because of COVID and things still happening yet with the whole COVID thing, it is a little bit slow. The visa process went perfect. It's the whole COVID-19 thing that basically is kind of backing us up a little bit. So we are trying to work it out where we can actually send the photos to him, and he will come back with the feedback on what you need to do if you actually have a professional photo made, or that you even look like a model, because he will tell you, especially if you're thinking about going to France and there is an opportunity coming next year. We are going to have a French, uh, an actual, how we have a Miami photo shoot, we're going to have a photo shoot in France. There we go. Right in downtown Paris. We already got that set up. And as a matter of fact, I'm trying to work Ashraf Talsi into that. Ashraf Talsi is our top #1 supermodel model, okay, who comes from Morocco, Africa. It's more or less Middle East, but it's the northern part of Africa. In any case, he has been in all kinds of professional work within the modeling industry as well as acting. He has been doing a whole lot of interviews. He's been on many magazines, including Vogue, Bazaar, etc. He's been with Fendi, Gucci. I mean, we can name it. He's been at Calvin Klein, Lauren Ralph. What else? I can remember. And these are actually big companies. You will not reach these big companies without you actually showing that you got some references behind you. So that's why I'm stressing this out when it comes to professional models versus actual beginning models. Now there's new faces. New faces is where you've never been with an agency before at all, and you're getting the training, okay? Then there's beginning models, which are those who are with a training agency, but your references are only referred to what you've done with the agency through the training process, not necessarily where you've actually done a booking. Some of you might have done a booking, okay? Training agencies or training departments within agencies are not to guarantee bookings, all right? And so it does get a little bit tricky when you're hearing me about this. There's a lot here about what I'm telling you, which is why I leak some information out on one area and then I stay on one topic in another area, because it's very important for you to understand these things. So while this video is supposed to be entitled like upcoming events, they are upcoming events. We do have events coming, but you have to know where you're putting yourself if you're going to do that. All right. So in other words, if you're a professional, like you're a professional hot model, regular booking person, you're out there, you're doing it, boom, bang, bang, right? Then you probably would just go with the spring fling extravaganza, do the 150, have your bio and everything in there. It's a very simple request. And then after that, we would then take all the information and the payment. We submit the payment straight to MAAI. Now, of course, there is a photo release. You cannot do anything without photo releases because it would then be illegal. So we gave permission to MAAI, but at the same time, you have to get permission to MAAI to represent, or not to represent, but to showcase your photos for professional reasons and marketing. All right. So that's what we are doing as well. SL Models and Talent Agency, we do have a photo release that we send as well, just so that we have it out of the woodwork right in the get-go. We don't want to play around with anything, try to say that we got this and we got that, and then we don't actually have anything. So when you actually sign, then we know what we have, you know? That's how that goes. Now, what we will be doing, I am going to be scheduling for, I'm figuring out a date on this. It is going to help also with the economic issue. We are going to try to see if we could add a training with one of our other photographers in the Grand Rapids area, and it will only focus on pose training, makeup, beauty, and then it will also include an actual whole test shoot. Now, those of you who are already going to be paying the $450 for the test shoot, you won past that. All right, you've already done it. It's grandfathered in. Those of you who have not done it, it would cost you the $450 for this training. All right. But what we want to try to do is we want to try to set it up as if it's a group session, and then just have everybody scheduled to get their photos done. All right. And that's how we would be doing that. So that's another way of how we're going to be creating online exposure as well. And so let me move it from online to offline, because I know y'all probably like, wow, okay, you're doing a lot online, but what about like face-to-face? So on a face-to-face level, okay, MAAI is a huge convention. You have to be well trained and really prepared to be, because the goal is that you want to compete, okay, in the process of being number one in one of the conventions. And there are several things. And us as an agency that needs to follow the guidelines of the training criteria, we have to follow those guidelines. So it's not for you to be sitting there saying, well, no, I don't need it like this. I think I'm good there. No, everything is set in stone, because the MAAI, for you to be able to actually, let's put it to you this way. They are the ones to actually know whether or not you are really ready to compete for this industry. So you could be spending $3,000 next year to go to MAAI, and then turn around and find out, well, man, I should have took the training. Because you thought that whatever it was in your mind, you thought that it was going to work this way, but it didn't work that way. Now, I'm an agency that cuts out the middleman period, okay? Which is why we have Ashraf Talsi on our board. The way that we cut out the middleman is we basically say, hey, look, at the very least, you may need the training, but if you're going to tell me that you're not interested in the training, then what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to move your application for MAAI to another time. Why? Because we're not going to sit here and waste time with, again, it goes back to whether or not you want to be, or if you want to actually do it. All right. So you want to make sure that you are ready and prepared. But when you do get accepted and you are passed to that level of reaching the level of being in MAAI's face-to-face conventions, then you're talking about everybody that is, excuse me, sorry, it's been a long day. Then you're talking about everybody that's been involved in the process, all your casting directors, film producers, big style agencies, everything, everybody will be there. Okay, and you don't want to be sitting there looking like you are only half trained. And we are basically going to train you, and you're going to get what you get out of it, not by anything that I'm doing, but how serious it is that you're taking this. I know that there are some of you that have been stuck on, and now I'm talking to the mass majority of you out there. Some of you have been stuck on this idea of skepticism, okay? And I want to let you know that skepticism, I'm good with skepticism. I just worked with one tonight who is now taking us serious. He sees what we're doing. He knows what we're doing at this point. There were two others dealing with skepticism. I even had one try to convince me of every single excuse that could be in the book. Like, you don't have clients, or you do have clients, or everything. Like, I would go and visit them or whatnot, and I would hear like the excuses, and then I'm like, well, you know, at that time I was stuck in a catch-22, so it wasn't so much that they were right or that they were wrong. It was just the way it was. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to sit there and let somebody try to tell me something. But then there's also this other thing where they try to think that they feel like they're the top number one, whatever. And then they turn around, hello. Hello, Frankie. Thank you very much for that. If you'd like, you can follow us also on YouTube, SL Models and Talent Agency, LLC. We have a lot of new videos that we're going to be posting there. But thank you very much for your interest in the wisdom. And it is true. This is wisdom. This is knowledge. And this is helpful tips to get you to understand the industry as it is, at least on a modeling and acting perspective. I want to add to this too, okay? There's been issues about, well, some of these excuses stem from the main real thing, and that is really the bottom line issue. And this is the thing that I know about how to target, and that is economic issues. It's easier for someone to turn around and actually blame something or someone. Okay, this is some more wisdom to take in. It's easier to blame someone or something to get that situation going. Oh yeah, look for the one that has the our logo, our round logo, because I do have two YouTube channels, but one is under my name and the other one's under that with the logo, I should say. But yeah, definitely keep watching if you're interested in wanting to hear more, because there's going to be more for where this comes from. We want to be sure, okay, that I'm getting all skepticism out of the way. But the biggest thing that I want to do right now, the biggest focus right now, is that I want to get the bottom line issue, and that is, no, you cannot have something for nothing. It doesn't work that way. Go ask the food store if you can go walk out the store with a dozen of eggs and see what they would tell you, or see what they would do. I mean, now, are there people willing to help? Yes, that's why we have like the Patreon channel and that, where you can, where if you are someone interested in providing some assistance to help those who cannot afford to get photo shoots or whatnot, you can subscribe and you get something back for that. So we know even with sponsor, so they're not just going to give us money and then expect nothing back. They're going to want something from it, right? Well, that's the same way here. We don't expect you to be paying us money and then it's for a model shoot, but then all of a sudden the model shoots doesn't happen. That's the number one crazy thing. There are agencies out there that will do that. They will do what they call funnel clicks. Okay, if you ever heard of them. These funnel clicks are, and they love to do them in YouTube all over the place. These funnel clicks are clicks that happen where you set up like a landing page almost, to where it sounds like something they're gonna give you, like, oh, you could get a free training, you could get you can get a free this and a free that and this and that and the other thing. I will let you know your qualification, but you can also go here. That's our website. At the top of the website, what you want to do is you want to go scroll down, or not scroll down, excuse me. You want to go at the top of the website and you're going to see at the top tabs, become a model, and there's two drop downs. You want to go on to online application, and at the online application, it's very simple. I mean, I think you'll actually like what I did there. And then you can submit your information and then we'll go ahead and go that route. I will check your page, that will be fine. And I'll share everything else with you. But yeah, are you a new face? I know you're saying, can I be one of your models? So I'm assuming that this would be new for you, correct? Okay, so that's the thing. The first thing you want to do is you want to know where your focus is. What do you want to do? Is it just a dream that popped in your head, or was it a dream that was always there? What information do you already have? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you felt to have an interest with us. I would say go to the online application. That's the website there. You'll go at the top, become a model, drop down. Gotcha. Well, you will definitely, with our training, you will be climbing out of that. If you're stuck in that shell after I give you basic training, then you're gonna be thrown out of the shell if you decide that you want to do the Miami photo shoot. Now, I am gonna be honest. I don't know at what part of the video in the live that you clicked into it, but I am doing what they call a basic training, which is giving information about the industry, the etiquette, effective communication, the different rules that you need to know, how you're going to get involved with the industry, how do you network, those things will come up. But when it comes to the Miami photo shoot, okay, it does give you 4 very good weeks of training, and it also gives you 4 days, 2 days of 8 hours straight training, and then 8 hours per day, 2 more days of straight photo shoot and being on set in Miami. Now, there is a cost to that, but we could work with you as long as you're able to get 60% of it by June 11th. But it does help you for the most part get involved, and there's a lot of exposure with that Miami photo shoot. The exposure comes from big agencies that are out there. Like we are communicating with Ford and places like that. We are communicating with different magazine prints, and we are communicating with film directors and film producers, because we want to be sure that they see the next available talent that is coming out. And that's what the Miami photo shoot really is. It's straight up exposure. It is fun. I want you to have fun with that. But definitely, if you're dealing with low self-esteem, we can definitely help you with that with the basic training, which would be in addition to, but basic training, there is no cost for that. However, you're gonna have to move on from that. And that's what I was trying to say about your initial investment by June 11th, if possible, would be one or two options for you. Where are you located? That's gonna help me out some too. All right, you're out of Seattle, Washington, so you're out west. So that helps me. However, you're gonna have to. Okay, that helps me out figuring out where you're located is going to determine what I'm. Yes, okay. So if you're okay with the finances, I'm going to give you a cheap way, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more of a, well, maybe not as cheap as the other one, but we want to do training straight from the tech shoots. As for models especially, test shoots will include you actually being able to do photo shoots. Trained, I don't know what that's all about. Trained with professional photographers, but because it's kind of on a lower scale, SLMTA can do that for you for $450, and we will find you a photographer. And you get to keep all of your edits and everything, but we get to train you before that so that you know how to do different types of poses. And then you will work with a photographer to actually do the pose. That's one way. And then with that, you will get a, we would have to find you a makeup artist and hairstylist also, to kind of get you brushed up and everything before the actual photo shoot. That can be done, that could be arranged. Now, if you like to be in just one setting and you're okay with flying to Miami and you think you can get at least 60% of this, then the Miami photo shoot would be good for those who are really looking to be outstanding models, because you're going to be working with top Hollywood, world-renowned photographers. That will include 4 weeks of training online with other agencies and clients, as well as the actual training and photography work down in Miami. And that is $1,250. All right, if you're interested in that piece of it. There are other options that are a lot less, but I'm afraid to bring those to your attention in case if it doesn't fit. Like, I'm going by what you're telling me. So I don't want to say that I don't want to say that I want you to do something that you're not able to do, but at the same time, I don't want to say, oh, you're going to be the next pretty face, and then turn around and you get a disappointment out of it. Right now, I am physically located in 3 areas. Now, where you see me at right now, I am in Chattanooga at the home office. And I basically had set it up a whole YouTube and everything studio. Then we have an Atlanta, Georgia area. And then this might be something that would interest you. As a matter of fact, there will be more exposure here. And actually, if you do the Miami thing, I'll see how we can help you get over here. But in Atlanta, Georgia, we are having our first fashion show in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, downtown Atlanta, Georgia. This is with a guy by the name of Brandon Moody. He's a fashion designer and model. He does a lot of streetwear, but there are some other types, punk, haute couture, and different things like that. He will be looking for models to actually model his different brand. So he has 4 collections, working on a 5th one now. That's the one that he wants to send out to the fashion. Yeah, a fashion show. You will actually get a free online showcase with MAAI. That's the Model Association of America International. Once you are done with the Miami photo shoot, or if you decide that you want to go ahead and do the test shoots. Now, if you want to do your own test shoots and send them to us, because we're going to need something anyway from you, and I'm going to give you, let me do this. I'm going to steal this from my training to help you. Let me find out. Let me find where I got it, because I think this will help you. Here we go. I'm going to give you the website that I've been. What is this? Okay. I'm going to give you the website that has helped Malik, and also has helped other models that we're working with right now in training that's not live. To get their actual poses done. So if you actually know a photographer that would be able to help you just to get test photos done, this is what we want you to use as a male model. There are 20 poses, okay? If you follow that diagram, I can guarantee you that there will be no reason that you would fail the other training. And then we could talk about the other situation. We need to figure out how we can get you. We need to do an actual online interview as well. If you don't mind. If you don't mind sending me your email, unless you're actually filling out the online application, I will go ahead and see that submission when you're done with that. If not, then send me your email, and I'm gonna give you a number so that we can have a conversation, because I think that's what we would need next in this case. A lot of what I'm discussing, because I mean, this isn't interactive live tonight, so it's not abnormal to have individuals ask if SLMTA would work with them as models or what have you. So if you were hearing me in discussion, it's because we were getting some requests about models that were interested and stepping them through the process. I feel okay, that will be fine as well. That'll be fine. We are pretty patient for the most part, but if you are looking to do the Miami thing, let me just give you a little bit of math. Oh, and the other thing that I want to say, and I want to say this openly to everyone because part of the video, anything at all that is being paid to SLMTA for your training or photography packages or what have you, we actually have an addendum that promises. Now, we have 20% agency fees. They're not related to anything to do with you getting booked. But for the most part, as a new model, especially, or one that we're speaking with right now, as a new model, most of your work will be pro bono. But if you do get bookings, either way, they have to be applied by the actual per diem rates. So we expect that the client paid a per diem rates, but they are not related to agency fees because they're not commissionable, if that makes sense. All right. You could only by law, you could only charge any kind of a percentage of anything that is commissible. All right. So with that being said, once bookings do begin, because that's the idea, and that's what I'm hoping I'm getting from Frankie right now. Frankie, he's pretty much in this idea of, I want to say this, like wanting to get out of the shell. And there's a lot of training for that. In fact, I know a perfect woman that could actually train them in 4 weeks easily, tops. So make a long story short, her goal is to do exactly that. So my goal is to get you out of the being shy and making sure that you become the professional model that you want to be. Then it's up to you what you want to get out of it. And then from there, you will start to see other things blossoming, like you will get bookings and different things that happen. So right now, Frankie, you're actually, if everything goes well as planned, you will be grandfathered in before the whole 2022 ordeal comes up, because we do have a tuition-based program, but if you pass in all the training that we have already for the Miami photo shooting, that, then you're already past that level. So then you will be ready for performance. Performance gets you into showcases and conventions like MAAI. But we're going to throw that in there for you free of charge. We're going to actually pay that for you for the online version showcase. And you could go right to maai.org and you can see what I'm talking about. That's what we're going to actually do for you. And yeah, so as a little bit of math, so that you kind of understand what's going on off the top. It looks like, yeah, it looks like 750 would have to be paid by no later than 5 p.m. on June 11th. If you are actually really, truly interested in the Miami photo shoot, because that you're going to get a lot out of that. I'll be very honest. Thanks for all the events and the amazing opportunities. Okay, perfect. All right. I'll see you then after the show. Thank you for popping in and sharing the video. And there's much more to come from this, as well as the advice that we have available to share. See, I look at it as advice. There is no such thing as advice being too cheap or too expensive. It is what you get out of it. So you can spend $14,000, 19, 20, whatever. I don't care. Put your life savings into advice. But if you're not getting nothing out of it, or if you are, or there is nothing coming from it, there's no understanding, then it's just, you know, you know what I'm about to tell you. So we try to do everything where we know we have our ducks in a row before we come and say, okay, we're going to do this, and assuming that we have all that happening. Okay. That's why when I'm speaking, that's what it is. So for trainers out there, it's okay to be shy. It's okay to be not knowing what the modeling agency is about, or even let alone modeling. If you want to go into acting, or you're a singer, maybe you're a musician, maybe there's something about you that either you or I know about. These kind of things will come out once I'm going to use his term, break open the shell. You're going to see all kinds of things that will happen in your life. But that's the first thing that has to happen. Now, I'm willing to share advice in that, but it does get costly. Okay. And therefore, again, it goes back to the original rule that I said before. Then you can't have nothing, you can't have something for nothing. Now, I'm not going to, how I also price my things. It is based off of what is happening, okay? So if I have a Hollywood star that wants to train someone how to get out of their shell, and they are charging me only, I'm just going to use it as an example, just as an example. They're charging me $500 a night to be able to do it, and that they can tell me that they can get it done in a week. Then that's $3,500. So that, and then whatever else that is included with that. Let's say that there might be some where you might need some photos done then. Or the whole point of this is to get you prepared to get your photos. Then I like to add everything inclusively, instead of $3,500 for a Hollywood star to train you, plus another $800 to get hair and makeup done and be on a set. And no, I'd like to try to get it all inclusively. Now, what normally happens, and this had happened before, I've had professionals tell me that it was okay for me to cancel as long as I canceled in the right amount of time, which in that case I did. I have to follow the rules. But let's use the same example. So let's say he or she says, I could do the training for $500 a night and it's 3,500 as a total. That's 3,500 for them to get paid. But what I could do is I could turn around and say, all right, for training, photos, hair, and makeup, it's going to cost you, say, $750. I know I need 10 people at least to break even for the whole entire cost for like everything and how far it goes from there. Now, my goal is to double that. Not, I don't mean double as in 1,500. What I mean is to double the amount of people. So the real question would be, can I get 20 people at $750? And if I can, perfect, I'm good. And anything after that is plus up. But the idea is to make sure, because when it comes to hair and makeup audits, it is per person. And it could be something like $100 an hour, whatever. I mean, they have their charges. Same one with a photographer. Like I could turn around and even get someone like Rachel, and the bare minimum that I was able to get anything done with would be $100 an hour. So if you take just the photographer and the actual training and put it all into hourly charges, you're talking about $300. So to charge $750 to get out of that bind, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So that's basically what I'm saying. And there are agencies that will do that. They will look at it as it costing me $750 per person. I need to jump that thing up, that bad boy up to $2,000. It's too good to be true. I cannot have a Hollywood star actually, train for 3,500 and only charge 750. But you know what? That's not how it goes with me. How it goes with me is, and there's two reasons for that. I'm going to be upfront and honest with how I say it. The number one reason is the economic issues that are going on right now, and the fact that you don't really need to bump up something to $2,000 if you have the right amount of support to be able to handle that. So if there are 30 people interested at $750 to do that same thing that you're thinking about doing for $2,000, then yeah, I can see where the competition will end up being and who may end up winning in the end. All right. So that's kind of some of the things that I'm trying to explain to you guys here. Some other advice too when it comes to how you want to market your business and your values and that. I know that I'm well over the time that I thought I was going to be on here, but that was great. We are getting a few others. I want to throw this in there right now because I think it's important. And that is that we are definitely looking for experienced agents. And when I say experienced agents, I'm not talking about those who will come to me thinking that they could perhaps try to finagle that they are experienced, but then tell me, well, I want this per hour, because any real experienced agent knows that agencies charge or pay by commission when it comes to, booking artists or model. So where the experience comes in at, and that's why we need not only a conflict of interest policy, but also a confidentiality agreement, is because you would be someone that may already have ties with some of the other agencies, or you may know some clients that we don't know, or whatever the case may be. So it will help expand, or you would just be the added person of contact for the clients to be in contact with. But we do need that. And we are also looking, before we start anything, we want to start a Southwestern regional office as well. So most likely would be in LA. So if you are business minded and you're looking to make 25% of total profits within the agency, how it works right now, because we're not franchising, you get to skip out of a lot of the things that happen on a franchise, but at the same time, there are still other requirements, such as when you are able to pay yourself as a business owner of an SLMTA office, you would be able to accept 25%. However, if you get investors, your 25% could shrink depending on what they are looking for. 30% of the gross profits on a monthly basis gets paid to the hub office, which would be in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area where I originally started from. And yeah, and I think there's like a couple other requirements in there as well. But that is what it would be if you are interested in and you are business minded. You would need to know clients and that kind of thing. But we are looking for a Southwestern regional office director. So that would mean, that you would be starting the process. So you will be responsible for your licenses or the LLC. And when you form the LLC, it will be formed as a foreign LLC, because the LLC as a whole has already been formed in Grand Rapids. So let us know if that is something that you are interested in. We will be looking at doing the same thing in the Mid-Atlantic states as well. That's coming very soon, and also in the Northeast. So ideally, probably going to be in Massachusetts or Connecticut. I haven't figured that out yet. But that's where we are at. So we will have a Northeast regional office. We will have the Mid-Atlantic regional office. We will have the Southeastern regional office. So Southwestern, we will probably end up going Northwest here soon as well. No, not soon, but like a little bit later. And then the Rockies, which would include like Texas and going into Colorado and that. And then we will have all of our regional offices, and we should be set to go. And then at that point, then we would all be board members to each other. And then we would be developing the clauses for franchising. So that's where we are at right now. So we are looking for experienced agents, and we are looking for regional office director who has astounding experience, ideally in a Southwestern region, LA, California area. But again, go back through this video so that you can see some of the requirements that you need for that in regards to getting an office open. That is pretty much it. It was a little bit easier night. I don't think the video was 2 hours long. I don't know. No, it wasn't, because I started at 9 and I spent 30 minutes. Well, anyway, it's heading to that. I appreciate it. Thank you for all of you that have visited. Thank you for all of you that have commented. on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Y'all are great. I appreciate it. Please continue to show your support, subscribe, like, comment here on our on our Facebook as well as on our YouTube channel. Follow us on YouTube. Okay. SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. And that will be the LLC with the logo. All right. And I look forward to speaking with y'all soon.